Hi, thanks for joining me for Quick Business Tips, where our goal is to help you build a thriving business that feels as good as it looks. I'm Jennifer, and today we're talking about something far more powerful than any marketing gimmick and more effective than any sales tactic. We're talking about this secret ingredient that creates unshakably loyal customers, the kind who stick by your side, shout your praises from the mountaintops, and become the best referral source for your business. It's a concept called unreasonable hospitality. Now, this term was brought to the public eye by Will Guidara in his best-selling book titled Unreasonable Hospitality. He shares his own personal journey of transforming 11 Madison Park in New York City into the #1 restaurant in the world. And he did it not just by serving amazing food, but he did it by creating some incredible wow moments for his customers and going above and beyond for every guest that walked in the door. But this episode isn't just about food service because the principle behind unreasonable hospitality is about giving people more than they expect, making them feel truly seen and cared for. And it applies to every business, especially service-based businesses like ours. And it's not about spending a fortune or bending over backward for every whim that pain of a customer has. It's about something much deeper and more authentic. And ultimately, it's what's going to bring profits pouring into your doors. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, we all strive to provide good customer service. We answer emails properly, deliver projects on time, and handle any problems that might come up professionally. But that's the baseline. That's what everyone expects. Unreasonable hospitality is different. It's about going beyond expectations. It's about creating moments where you genuinely connect with your customers and making people feel seen, heard, and valued. And it's about anticipating needs that they either haven't yet expressed or maybe are just too polite to ask for. And unreasonable hospitality stems from a fundamental change in the way that you think about things. It moves you way past a simple transaction and leans into the relationship building side of the business, where everything that you do comes from a servant's heart. It's about finding joy in making someone else's day just a little bit brighter and making their experience a little bit easier, and their life becomes a little bit better with those tiny little things that you're doing. Now, you might be thinking this sounds really nice, but I'm running a business, not a charity. We're about being productive, efficient, and driving profits. And I don't have the time or money for these unreasonable gifts and gestures that you're talking about. And that's where I want you to change the way that you're thinking about this. When you put people first, profits will follow. And genuine hospitality isn't about big gifts and huge costs. It's about building stronger connections based on building trust and really caring for your customer as a human being. It will boost your reputation because people will talk about it. It creates happier customers, and we all know that happy customers tend to stick around a lot longer, so your retention rates are going to go way up. And it turns a baseline, average, everyday customer journey into a memorable, incredibly positive experience. And businesses that really master hospitality become places that people talk about all the time and recommend over everyone else. So it's not just about keeping the customers happy that you already have. It's about creating raving fans that bring exponentially more customers into the door. So, how do we go about taking a servant's heart approach and putting it into action? And I find that the best way to start is through active listening. And this isn't the type of active listening where you're going to repeat the thing that the customer said back to you. While that is good and it has its place, I'm talking about really listening to the details and the things that maybe don't seem important to your business right now, instead of just hearing their words and processing it in your brain as bullet points. Because when you really listen to people, you pick up on the little things. Their favorite color that they kind of mention in passing, the name of their dog, their kid's birthday party that's coming up, or maybe the favorite brand of candy that they always munch on when they're working on a stressful project. And by remembering these details and bringing them up later, it really shows that you care about who they are as a human. And it makes people feel seen and heard, which in its essence is a fundamental human need. And so many of us are missing it right now. But when we get to unreasonable hospitality, this is when you turn that information that you're gathering into action. So maybe you just send them their favorite chocolate bar when you know they have a tough project coming up. Or maybe you send it to them just because and tell them to put it in a safe spot for the next time they need it. Or you could record a really quick, funny video that is wishing their child a happy birthday so that they can show it to their kid. These small, unexpected gestures cost hardly anything, but they are the most impactful, heartfelt gifts that you can give someone because they let this person know that you see them as in a whole person, not just a customer in your business. But unreasonable hospitality isn't just about these little personal touches or sending gifts from time to time. It's really about how you handle every aspect of the relationship that you have with your customer. It's about showing empathy by really understanding and acknowledging where your customer is coming from, wherever they are in their journey with you, especially when those problems come up. It's about sending helpful reminders about deadlines or next steps and not making the customer ask or wonder what action they're supposed to take next. It's about offering to communicate via whatever platform is their default, not your default. So if you love texting and it would be so much easier if you could just text all of your clients. But you know you have this group of clients and they really like phone calls, or they really like voice memos, or they like emails, or they like to be on Slack or WhatsApp, whatever it is, meeting them where they are shows a level of hospitality that most businesses just aren't going to make. And by doing this, you are also prioritizing the connection with them. And sometimes it's about recognizing that a quick email or a text isn't the right thing in this particular moment. And you jump on a phone call or a video meeting to make sure that there is clarity in the situation, that you have connection with the customer, and that you value them over the efficiency of your business. What it all boils down to is treating your clients like a valuable human being, maybe even like a close friend. And you do it throughout your professional engagement with them. So, how can we go about doing this consistently without burning out or spending way over any budget that we might have planned on? We can do it because it's not about grand and expensive gestures for every single client every single day. It's about being strategic and intentional with every touch point that you have with a customer. So here's a framework that I was taught by Will Guidara. The first thing that you need to do is map your customer journey. You want to really dive deep into the details. Every single touch point that your business might have with a client needs to be mapped out from the moment they first hear about you to long after you finish delivering for them. This includes discovery calls, proposals, onboarding, any project milestones, invoicing, which is important, any kind of follow-up touches, and you also want to map out any challenges, issues, hiccups that you've seen pop up along the way with other customers. So you have the journey that every customer is going to have, and then you have some offshoots where some customers might take these other off off ramps before they get back onto the main journey. Once you have this mapped out, you can find opportunities where you can add a little bit more warmth, connection, or unexpected value, where you can make things feel a little easier for them, clarify some of your messaging, or just add a little smile where there hasn't been one before. Brainstorm these ideas with your team. Big ideas, small ideas, nothing gets excluded from this list. You want to think about personal touches, process improvements, communication enhancements, handwritten notes, surprise upgrades. You can even do referral bonuses, surprise giveaways. You can add a helpful resource library. There's lots of opportunities for unexpected hospitality in your business. Once you have a list completely fleshed out, you're going to see that some ideas are going to be really easy to implement. They're going to be some low-cost wins, and those are the ones that you want to take action on right away. There's going to be other things on this list that might require more time, more effort, or more money than you really have budgeted right now. And that's okay. You want to keep these items on a wish list. Then keep it on top of mind, review regularly. I recommend getting with your team and just hitting that wish list again on a regular basis. Quarterly is a great idea because it does two things. It keeps your hospitality and your business top of mind with everybody. And it allows you to not sort of set it and forget it and not implement some of these bigger ideas that were great. It just wasn't quite the right time. You can also apply the 80-20 rule. Look at that wish list that isn't right now kind of stuff and find the top 20% of the ideas on that list that you believe will have 80% of the impact on your customer loyalty and their amazing experience with you. Then focus your energy and your resources on making that 20% of the list happen first. And that is where you're going to see some really amazing payoffs because this framework that I laid out for you turns hospitality from just random acts of kindness into a strategic pillar of your business. And if you do have a team, I recommend that you empower them to act with a servant's heart all on their own. So you've already mapped out the customer journey together. You've already brainstormed this wish list, but then you need to give them just a little bit of autonomy and maybe a small, reasonable budget so that they're able to create their own moments of unreasonable hospitality, like sending that very stressed out customer their favorite candy bar. Because when your whole team embraces this culture, the impact is just going to multiply. So, what is the one action that you can do today? Take 15 minutes and just start mapping out one tiny portion of the customer journey that every client has when they work with you. So, maybe it's the discovery call or the onboarding process, but just take this one little chunk and map it out yourself. Then ask, where is one place that I can make this customer feel less like a transaction and more like a valued friend? And by just identifying that one thing that you can change this week, that becomes your starting point for embracing unreasonable hospitality in your business every day. Now, if you want to dive deeper into implementing unreasonable hospitality in your business, I have a book that I would love to share with you. It will take you through a 6-step question and answer kind of homework session, and it will show you how easy it is to add unreasonable hospitality to your business and see your profits increase. So use the link in the show notes below and sign up for this free PDF. So as you start implementing unreasonable hospitality in your business this week, remember that good customer service is expected, but that genuine, heartfelt hospitality, that those moments where people feel like a human and not just dollars in your door, that is what is going to create raving fans and unshakable loyalty. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so that you never miss an episode. Until next week, I'm Jennifer Swineford with Limitless Impact Agency.